Christina Leaks here with a story time video. Okay, as you can see by this title, this is a crazy story time video. And just a little background, this happened when I was a freshman in college. So let's get into it. Okay, so my freshman year, I want to say spring semester, I had an English class, and this English class was pretty cool. Like, my teacher was really nice and stuff. And so on this particular day, she was not going to be in class, and we were going to have a substitute teacher. So everyone gets to class, and we're all getting our stuff out and getting ready for the day. So the substitute tells us that she's going to take attendance and just sit tight, and when she calls your name, say you're here or just raise your hand. So as the substitute is taking attendance, this one guy in our class gets up and walks out. You heard that. So the substitute proceeds to tell us, okay, if you don't tell me who that was that just walked out, I'm going to mark all of you absent. What? Why are you going to mark me absent? I'm here. So we did what she told us. Myself and about 6 other people said we didn't know what the guy's name was, but you know, if she called out the names, we'd be able to figure it out. So she was calling out the names, and there was one name we didn't really recognize. So we were like, oh, that's him, that's him. So she said, okay. She gave us our work and told us what we needed to do. We went through class like we normally would, and we left. So the next day came. I think it was a Thursday, and our teacher was going to be coming back. She sent us an email. And so everybody returned to class, and I got there, sat down, took my stuff out. So this one ratchet girl decided to tell the guy that had gotten up and walked out that I was the one who told the substitute teacher what his name was. And I was just like, is she serious right now? She was like, that girl right there, she told the substitute what your name was and that you had walked out. I was like, is she for real right now? So the guy comes over to me, and he gets in my face, and he says, where I'm from, people that snitch get killed. Do you want to get killed? Do you want to die? What? Who raised you, wolves? Like, why are you going to get in a woman's face and threaten them? I was like, get out of my face. Get out of my face. And at this point, everyone in the class is seeing this going on, and no one said anything or tried to help me. So I'm like, are you serious right now? The teacher walks in at this point because he's going back to his seat, so it looks like he's not doing anything wrong. And I ask her if I can speak to her outside. So she says, of course. And I go speak to her outside. Basically, I told her everything that had happened, that the substitute asked us who he was. We didn't really know who he was. I wasn't the only one that spoke up. And now he's in my face threatening me. This teacher, she's about 5 foot tall. She goes back in the classroom. First she opens the door. She pushes it open. So I'm thinking, okay, well, she's just going to go back in there and say something. She calls the guy out, and she basically says, why are you getting in her face? She did exactly what she was supposed to do. Just because you got up and walked out, that's not her fault. And she tells him she always does her work and turns in her work on time. You don't do the same thing. So I would shut my mouth if I were you. After this happens, she has someone bring me my stuff from the classroom. She comes back out and talks to me, and she says that I can leave for the day because she knows that I'm probably not comfortable staying in that class. So I get my stuff and I leave. So at this point, I'm walking around the building because my boyfriend at the time, ex-boyfriend now, let's call him Travis. That's not his name, but I'm not going to say his name. I was waiting for him to get out of class. So I walked around the building and waited for a while. Then he comes out of class. As soon as he saw me, I must have just broke down crying because he like comes over there and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I tell him everything that had happened, and I look at his face and he is livid. He was so mad, and I have never seen anyone that mad before. And he's like, "Where is he at? I'm gonna go find him." Okay, he wasn't that tall. Like, he wasn't that tall. The guy that had threatened me, he was a pretty big guy. So I was like, no, we're not gonna do that. So we ended up calling my parents and telling them what had happened, but they were at work. And my school was about 3 hours away from where I'm from, where I live. So there was no way that my parents were going to be able to just like drop everything and get to me. So after that, we called his dad, and his dad basically said, "Do not leave her there. That's nothing to play with. You know, bring her to Houston this weekend because she can't stay there. Like, if someone threatens you, you can't stay there." So after we got off the phone with his dad, we went to the campus police, and I had to give a statement on what had happened, and they asked me if I wanted to press charges. Okay, so I'm still kind of shocked and like just out of it, but pressing charges is super serious, and I felt that this was a serious enough time to press charges because he threatened my life. He threatened me. So I went and proceeded with pressing the charges, and they said that they would call me to follow up with me. So I said okay, and I left. After I got done at the campus police department, I went and talked to my boss because at that time I was a resident assistant for the apartments on campus, and I was supposed to be on call that weekend. So I was supposed to be staying there that weekend and working. But I just basically told her, you know, I can't stay here. I'm not comfortable with staying here, and I feel threatened. I'm scared. So she said, okay, you know, she agreed, and I got a couple of my things, and I went to Houston and stayed with my boyfriend at the time, stayed with his family that weekend. So it's coming up that the weekend is ending, and I'm gonna have to go back to school. Well, I was super scared. I didn't want to go back to school, and I basically just had to. I didn't have a choice. I had to go back to school. So that Monday that I got back, I got an email from my teacher, and she said, you know, you're one of my best students, and I'm willing to work with you because I understand that this is not a comfortable situation for you. You do not have to come back to my class and be present in my class. You can turn in your work via email to me, or you can drop it off at my office. So I decided that was something that I wanted to do, and I did that. So sometime between Monday morning, Monday afternoon, my parents had gotten a hold of the dean. And my parents don't play. I'm their only child. So if you're going to come for me, don't. But anyway, they had gotten a hold of the dean, and I had to make an appointment to go speak with him. So the next day, which was Tuesday, which would have usually been the day that I went to class, I went and spoke with the dean. He asked me everything that had happened. I told him the story again, and he looked over the police reports. Well, he told me that this particular guy, this had not been the first time that he was in trouble, so they were gonna really look into this and see what they could do about it. So I said okay. He said, come see me in about 2 days. Make an appointment to come see me in about 2 days, but I'll be keeping in contact with you. I said okay, and then I left. So this was Tuesday. On that same day, I heard from the campus police, and they basically told me if there was anyone there that would like to give a statement of what happened, tell them they can come here and give their statement. So, of course, I asked the people that I knew from that class if they would give a statement to the campus police, and of course no one wanted to help me, because why would they? No one stood up and helped me when this guy was in my face in class, so why would they help me? But at this point, I was just like over it, and I was like, you know, if I had to give a statement for someone, I would gladly do it, because I would never wish this situation on anyone. And it was just a crazy situation. So the week went on, and I met with the dean on that Thursday. So he basically met with me and told me that they had resolved the situation, and what they were going to do is go ahead and expel this guy, because he, like I said, was a repeat offender, and this hadn't been the first thing that he did. So I was really happy with that, because I mean, you can't just go around threatening people and think it's going to be okay. Like, that's not cool. And the thing that got me, the dean told me that this guy straight up told him, he was like, oh, we were friends and I was just kidding with her, like I was just playing, I wasn't gonna kill her or anything, we just play like that. First of all, I didn't even know this guy. I didn't know him from the person sitting at the bus stop on the street, honestly. So to be saying that you were playing with me, okay, like, you know you're lying. He just really wanted to get out of trouble, and he knew he was in a lot of trouble and he couldn't get out of it. So the moral of that story is, watch who you threaten and be careful how you talk to people, because it's gonna come back. Oh, it's gonna come back. Well, that story, wow. Talking about it now is like, it's not as bad as when it happened, but that was an insane time. But if you liked my story, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.